everybody. Welcome back to Diamond Niners Weekly for Week 7 of the 2025 season. I am Nick, joined as always by Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Niner Nation?
And we are playing hooky this week because producer Brad might be along later, but he's not here right now. So, you know, what's the saying, Kevin? While the producer's away, the co-host will play. That's what we're doing, right?
That's right. And try to figure out how to run things.
I think we're recording right now, folks. Brad will tell us later. He's going to pop in here in a little bit, but I think we're recording right now, so hopefully you're going to hear us later. We've got some fun stuff to do today, but we're recording this on a Thursday night. This was when we had time to do it. The boys are on the road. They are on their way to Memphis right now. In fact, I think they've arrived in Memphis and are practicing on the field right now. So we decided to do a little something different. Isn't that right, Kevin?
That's right. This is very different.
So, you know, it was Major League opening day today, okay? And we wanted to reach out to a pro Niner that plays in sold-out stadiums like every night. So naturally, that means we called Reese Hampton of Savannah Banana / Party Animal fame. So we're just going to go ahead and get Reese Hampton in here. He's in Marietta, Georgia right now in a hotel lobby because the Bananas and the Party Animals have a homestand at Truist Park in Atlanta this weekend, and it is sold out. So Reese Hampton's taking some time to talk to us. Let's get him in here. Let's see if I can do this correctly, Kevin. Watch this.
Hey, y'all.
Look at there.
Thank you for having me. What's up, fellas?
Man. Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you for taking time for us tonight, man.
Absolutely. You guys have always been supportive of me and, pumped to, talk for a little bit. Let's do it.
Yeah. So for anybody that hasn't been around for a while, Reese, number 2, played center field, one of the best to ever do it at the Hayes, covered more territory than anybody else that I can think of. Heck of an arm, great bat, 2018 draft pick, Detroit Tigers organization. The last time we had you on the show, Reese, I think it was the COVID year. And we had several of you guys on at one time, and you wound up playing your ukulele.
Well, COVID was a certain time to pick up new hobbies, and I guess ukulele found me and learned a few songs, but unfortunately I haven't picked it up lately. But that was a good time, and I'm glad to get y'all one-on-one.
Yeah. So, Reese, we've been following you for a long time since you signed with the Niners, and you played for a lot of teams, a lot of different ballparks. Obviously played for the Niners, and during the summer ball you played in CPL a little bit. And just take us through your journey from, like, you saw the CPL, you saw the Gastonia Grizzlies at the time, and then you saw what it morphed into as to what you're doing now.
That's a great because 2016 summer is after my freshman year. I had a very successful freshman year and hoped to build on that in the summer, and got to do that in Florence, South Carolina with the Red Wolves. I think they're the Flamingos now. It was the Savannah Bananas' first year in summer ball, 2016, at Grayson Stadium. Jesse Cole owned the Gastonia Grizzlies, and we had a few guys play for them: Machieski, Harris Yett, Jacob Craver, Matt Horkey. So Jesse Cole knew those guys pretty well, and they knew him. And I knew they did a little bit different. Let me not forget Brandon Cassis, who was the star of the show back then in Gastonia. I was like, what are these guys doing dancing out there, in their tuxedo uniforms in between innings? And they're like, they have an owner that, knows how to sell tickets and draws to the fans and entertains. And so fast forward 2016, the Bananas started up, and we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into when we showed up at Grayson Stadium. Packed house. I mean, the most fans I played in front of, probably 3,500, 4,000, and there was music pumping, and there were grandmas dancing. They were all in uniform, and it was just a lot of stuff going on, and you could feel the energy in the crowd. And at the time, I didn't know if I liked it. I was on the opposing team, so I was drawn to not like it, but I definitely appreciated what was going on in the entertainment space.
And that was CPL. That was baseball. So
that was 2016 CPL baseball. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, man, that's crazy. So you go and you have a great career in Charlotte. You get drafted, play in the minors with the Tigers, with the Diamondbacks. You play in professional ball in Gastonia here.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about that, because you played with one of your teammates with the Party Animals out there.
That's right, and that's kind of who brought me here. But the Tigers were great. Kind of got pushed back with COVID a little bit, and it kind of slowed my process at the minor leagues, as it did for thousands of minor league players. Got the chance to play with the Diamondbacks full season, which was awesome. It was a great organization out in Oregon, Hillsboro Hops, which is a great affiliate and a great stadium. Did my free agency year there, didn't re-sign, which I kind of knew was going to happen, and built a relationship with the Gastonia Honey Hunters and the coach there, and always kind of had an open door there. And they were playing a month after the minor league season was, just because they were pushed back, and finished the 2021 season with them for a month and did great, and was hoping to maybe get picked up again. Didn't happen, and went through that off season just training for another year with Gastonia. And the guy on the team, Jake Skoll, who played the first ever banana ball extension of the Bananas, told me about this league that they were doing, this 12-city, 12-week tour before the Gastonia season. So it was starting in mid-February and ending right before our season. So we were in, North Carolina, cold, cloudy every single day, trying to get outside somewhere. And we took it as an opportunity to go outside, practice, use it as like a spring training, even though we're dancing and having fun. So took that chance, and kind of when I signed up for that, knew my minor league affiliate days might have been over, which I was okay with. Once I signed there, I'm not sure anyone's going to get signed out, but had a great time, played in front of a bunch of people, really saw the impact that we have on fans and stuff like that, and had a blast, as well as kind of realized that there's some good ball players out here, and we probably got better, and then went on and had a fantastic season with Gastonia, and we tore that league up. Jake and I and Zach Jarrett. Talked about Zach Jarrett all night.
Yeah.
He's my favorite player ever.
He's one of ours too.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun.
Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, he's awesome. That was a great year. Jack Reinheimer, he's a Charlotte guy as well, from Ardrey on deck guy. We had a great squad.
Yeah, it was fun to follow you guys. You guys tore up that league that year.
Mm-hmm.
So take us to some Savannah Bananas experience. We've seen you've done ESPN documentaries. This thing just kind of blew up, man. And I've got people that don't even like baseball talking about Savannah Bananas. And they want to go see a game. Talk about this phenomenon that's happened.
Well, that's what's so good, is it exceeds just the baseball fan, and it goes more into like entertainment. So I kind of think of ourselves as the Blue Man Group. We're the sight to see in each city, and people travel all over the country to come see us. Baseball fans or not, they like entertainment, they like positive vibes, and we definitely bring that. We love when dads of baseball players, they have their whole travel teams there, and they sneak away after the game and tell us, man, that was some good baseball. He didn't want to admit it, but that's our favorite compliment is, man, there's a pretty good baseball game going on with all this shenanigans and entertainment.
Well, I say, Reese, now you started off on the Bananas, but now you have since migrated, or maybe
right.
You arranged your own trade over to the Party Animals. Talk about that transition and how that came to be.
Well, Jake and I had to decide between Gastonia going back in 2023, if we were going to do a full season of the Bananas and Party Animals or do a full season of Gastonia. Because in 22 we got to do both, but they're both going to full seasons, and we had to decide. And it took a little bit of a leap of faith, and I had the opportunity to become a Party Animal as well with Jake to kind of build this brand as well. The Bananas did not need us. They were just fine, and they needed some personalities and ball players to help build that brand. And along with all my other guys on the team that did that, and I think it was a perfect fit. It balanced the teams out perfectly. We played 70 games in 2023, and it came down to the very last game.
Wow.
2023, so it was pretty even.
Definitely not a Harlem Globetrotter Washington General situation. You guys are out there as zany and wacky as the game is. You guys are the party animals. You're trying to win.
Oh yeah. So it's basically match play. We can get into the rules a little bit too. It's basically match play. So if they score 3 runs and we score 0 runs, it's just 1-0. So it's like double bogey in a hole versus somebody birdies a hole. It's just 1-0. It's not a 4-stroke difference. So there's 9-stroke play holes or innings, if you will. And we're the away team in every single game, which is a little bit of a disadvantage sometimes that we feel. But we have a great lineup, and we try to get as many runs on the board and hold them in the bottom of the 9th. But yeah, we're definitely trying to win with some flair and some dancing in between. But the only things that are scripted are certain dances at certain times in the game, and if one thing happens, then the next thing happens. So like if I hit a double, then we dance. It's not like Reese is going to hit a double and then we dance. It's if Reese hits a double, then we dance. If we score a run, then something happens. So sometimes if we go out there and lay an egg, we're not posting anything on social media that night. It's nothing's going viral that night if we go out there and lay an egg.
Right. So it's when you hit a double, because you're always hitting doubles and homes.
That's true. Win hit a double.
I noticed that you surpassed the 200 hit mark. You were the first banana ball player to reach that mark, right?
That's right. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good journey. I had a great year in 2023 and then followed up last year. I had a little bit of a slow start this year, but it was bound to happen, and I just had to stick to the course, and I've been heating up lately. So it's been fun. It's not easy to play 3 games a weekend, or maybe even 2, and kind of stay hot for the whole year. It's you kind of have to practice during the week and remember what you remembered the weekend, and go out there and do it again. Kind of up and down throughout the week.
Right. And the dancing too. That's gotta add to a little fatigue. I know the adrenaline's pumping when you're dancing, but you gotta add a little bit of fatigue in that.
That's right. And just the pace of the game. So all the games are aimed to be around that hour 50 to 2 hour mark. And there is 0 time for breaks, or we're on and off the field. We're in the box, half my at-bats. I don't even take a practice swing before I walk up to the plate. I know sometimes I blink and I'm in the box, and I'm like, okay, all right, let's lock in.
Right.
So it's definitely an endurance sport that we've built here, and all the guys are in good shape, and it's a blast, and we're definitely tired come Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Reese, I want to talk to you about some of that stuff, about how you guys prepare to do what you do. But you mentioned, you talked about getting into the rules a little bit. For people that have not been exposed to banana ball, what would be, in your opinion, some of the other the more unusual rules that go along with a game of banana ball? Okay.
I don't know if I can go 1 through 9, but I can remember most of them. They say them every game, and I still don't remember them. But if you step out of the box as a batter at any point, it's a strike. So if you have 2 strikes and you step out of the box, it's a strike. So you'll be called out. If you bunt, if you lay down a bunt, you're ejected from the game. I don't. If I could bunt in this league, I would hit 400, I think.
Yeah.
That's a tool I had back at Charlotte that I miss dearly.
Especially when they're gathered at the mound dancing. If you lay that one down the line, you're
just
golden,
drop
right?
it down. And kind of along with the match play things, if it ends in a tie, so if the Bananas win 3 innings and we win 3 innings, we go to a showdown, which is 1 pitcher, 1 fielder who has to stay in the infield grass, and then 1 hitter, and the hitter has to score a point. If that hitter hits it over the fence for a home run fair, the game is automatically over. And so I have the only away team walk-off home run in the history of baseball, ever. The away team walked off the game with the home run over the fence in showdowns.
I think we've seen video of that, and that was pretty awesome.
And so the first round is nulled if there's a wash. Neither team wins. The fielder is removed, and it's one pitcher and one hitter. And a lot of times, we tie there again. And then the third round of showdowns is bases loaded, one fielder, one pitcher. And so we try to get all 4 runs in. It's wild. We did that in Tampa, 4 rounds, and it was nail cutting. It was fun, very intense.
It's almost not fair with a guy like you at the plate. And if you put it in the outfield, you're going to score easy. I mean,
right.
Have you ever had a close play at the plate?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time?
Yeah, so that pitcher's going for the strikeout. I've struck out, a couple times. But yeah, there's always bang bang. got thrown out this year in Fort Myers. Just good throw from the outfielder, got me right on the money.
Wow, it's impressive. Wouldn't have thought that, but
yeah.
Thinking back to your time in Charlotte, and then where you are now, you're pretty much built for this. I think you used to do backflips before the games at the Hayes, and now you're doing backflips, catching baseballs. Looking back at your time at Charlotte, could you ever see yourself doing something like this?
I don't know if I would say yes to that, but it is definitely meant for me. And I always had a little flair to my game that was never really accepted, or it was accepted, but it wasn't promoted like it is here. It wasn't encouraged like it is here. And I had a thing for the dramatic and, making the great play and playing to the crowd a little bit. But, right here, it's very encouraged. And I think that my time at Charlotte and all those places definitely helped, doing backflips and having the freedom to dive around and throw the ball into the woods or the third base dugout, missing my cut and stuff like that. Just playing free definitely helped for what I do now.
It would be hard to imagine Coach Hibbs in a tuxedo and top hat.
I can see. He looked more like Doug Dimmadome, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. We all love Lauren here, but Lauren and Flair don't exactly go together.
Right. I think he secretly likes it, and he likes me playing with my hair on fire. He'd rather hold guys back than try to push guys to get outside their comfort zone and be more aggressive. So he was definitely had the reins on me, I think, all 3 years I was there.
For sure. So we mentioned we were gonna ask you about like how you guys prepare to do what you do, and we did check with you beforehand. So we don't, the analogy I used beforehand was, you don't ask a magician how they pull their tricks off, but you guys, you and your teammates, you all do some, as you said, some flashy things. You bring a lot of flair to the game. We've seen you doing a flip to catch a ball in the outfield. We've seen you catching the ball behind your back in the outfield. I'm not sure all the different things we've seen you do. So how do you guys like walk us through like your preparation for playing banana ball? You've got to sharpen your baseball skills. You've got to keep that going. You've got to practice. I would assume you had to practice catching the ball behind your back in center field a lot, much less doing a flip. And then you've got this added dimension, as Kevin mentioned, where you've got to do the games and practice the scenarios. Just walk us through how you guys prepare for all this.
Well, I can take you through our whole week, which is pretty. All right. It's pretty continued throughout the whole season. So Monday is either a travel day and off or a complete off day, because we're usually Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that's when the boys go golfing or stuff like that, go to the beach. And then Tuesday, we get there around noon. We have it's called an OTT meeting. It's over the top meeting, which is just ideas after ideas. Anything funny, anything relevant to what's going on right now, anything viral, we throw it out there and we kind of build on it. That's in our locker room. And we just, there's no bad ideas out there. We're just throwing them out there. And if, 5 stick, then we use those the next weekend. We have, I think, 3 or 4 entertainment workers on staff that are directly related to putting our ideas, to life and figuring out how to film it and how to choreograph it. We have choreographers that can help us with that. And that's on Tuesday. And then we'll do like a small rehearsal for things that are already ready for that weekend. And it's like 1 or 2 dances. These aren't hard dances. They're just, a couple of 8 counts that anyone can figure out. But when there's sold out crowd and all of our shirts are off, it tends to look good. But we're not the best dancers, but we find a way to practice during the week. Then Wednesday is a full baseball practice, and we're doing BP and ground balls and shagging and stuff like that. Pitchers are throwing bullpens. We do live ABs, but shagging is pretty much all trick plays and catching balls behind your back. Some guys do backflips. Anything you can think of, we try. And there's obviously, if you drop it in BP, there's no worry. So we're just constantly sending trick plays, constantly trying them, catching balls off the hand, off the wrist, bruising up. But that's what it takes. And once the game comes around on the weekend, we're ready, and that adrenaline takes over. Thursday is usually either travel or if we're in Savannah, that's another practice day. We'll go back-to-back practice on Thursday, and then like days like today when we're traveling to Atlanta, we travel through the night or through the day, and then that night is off, and we get to go see the city that we're in and explore and stuff like that. Then Friday we're not playing tomorrow, so we go to the stadium early, and we're there all day, doing more rehearsals and stuff like that, doing our dances. Certain guys do walk-ups. I don't know if you've seen any walk-up videos, like singular walk-ups. Those are big pieces for us, so they really try to nail those couple days before the show. So we're doing all that stuff, and then meeting the locker room guys, meeting all the clubbies, just getting our foot in the door. And then Saturday is showtime. We get there around 11 or noon, and straight to work. And then we get home around midnight, and then do it again on Sunday.
That's pretty intense. You mentioned the walk-ups. I've seen a couple of yours. You had I think you had the Reese's Puffs one, and
that was a good one.
Reese Lightning.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite kind of walk-ups or moments like that, non-baseball related, that you've had since you've been doing this?
I got it. Our first MLB stadium we did was Houston, and I had a guitar, started in the crowd and was singing Deep in the Heart of Texas, and walked up to the plate, and everyone thought it was a great moment, and then I smashed a guitar in front of Houston, Texas during the Houston rodeo during that week. So it was a big reaction from the crowd, and that guitar stood no chance. It blew up, and there was a great reaction.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Didn't you have one year around the Masters?
Yep.
Where you hit a golf ball from home plate?
Yes, that was a good one too. That was early. That was 2022 with the bananas.
Bananas, yeah.
Yeah, with a what do you call that? Like a breakaway golf ball, or like a plastic golf ball that blew up slow motion. That was a good video.
I knew that. I couldn't remember the year, but I remember there was a golf one.
Yeah. I'm always trying to do golf stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're a good golfer too. I've been on the course with you, and well, I mean, you're better. You're way better than I am, but that's you are good. Everybody's better than I am, but you're really a good golfer as well.
I play enough, so I should be at this point. I need to get back out to the Niner event out at what is that? Rocky River.
Rocky River. Yeah, we need to get you back out there this year. Right. That was me and you and my dad and Pat Wheeler.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, that was a good day on the course. We didn't win anything, of course, but it was a good day on the course.
We had a great day.
So, with all of this, so you've got so much freedom, it sounds like. And that's really the environment that Jesse Cole creates, it sounds like. Because I remember, and I'm just gonna be honest here. I remember when he was, back in the Grizzly days, he was already kind of doing the tuxedo thing, like you said, and all of that. And I just thought, man, what's this guy all about? Especially when the banana ball thing started, I was like, man, I don't get this. But I gotta say, I mean, he is the modern day P.T. Barnum.
Right.
I mean, that's what he is. He is the greatest showman that we have in our country today. Not only for what he's willing to do, but for what he's willing to let you guys do by giving you that freedom.
Right. Right. Well, he definitely takes inspiration after him and Walt Disney and stuff like that. I think it just took, I think he said 7 or 8 years of selling no tickets in Gastonia in the middle of summer for him to finally go crazy enough to put on a top hat and tux and, start entertaining these fans and selling tickets. So he wasn't, just successful right away. He had a lot of failure, and not a lot of people showed up in Gastonia. And, that 9th, 10th year, he went all in and started entertaining the crowd and he was doing it himself. He was out there, mid-inning promotions, anything he could think of. There was no bad ideas in his mind. He's had a couple good that stick. That's what he always says. I had a couple good ones. I was like, yeah, you have. But yeah, he gives us freedom, especially on the field, to, if it involves entertaining or, drawing to the crowd, making a kid's day, he's all for that. And that's kind of what this whole business is set up on, is entertaining always.
Yeah, he's been very successful. You guys have been very successful. Selling out stadiums, big league stadiums, selling out NFL stadiums. I go to Academy Sports here in Charlotte. I don't see other MLB teams gear out. I see Bananas gear. I see Party Animals gear. I see gloves with the bananas on them. The kids love it, and it's huge. I mean, and I think it's really cool you're a part of it, man. It's awesome just to see you. Like I said, we followed you for a long time when you committed to Charlotte, and you played for a lot of teams. And man, I think this, like I said, this is perfect for you, and we're really proud of you, and it's awesome to see, man.
I appreciate you, and you guys know I always appreciate you guys following me and supporting me along the way. And no matter where I've been, the Cape and let's see if we can list them: the New York Penn League, the Midwest League, the Florida State League, the Northwest League, and the Atlantic League, and now the Banana Ball Champion League.
Yeah. and
The
you're
Banana Ball Champion League.
You're adding teams, right? You're adding the firefighters, the tailgaters. So you guys are kind of doing kind of a split off a little bit tour, right? Like
yes. So we're looking forward to that. We're doing a college tour. We're hitting, I think, 4 SEC stadiums. We're doing LSU, which was awesome last year, Arkansas, Mississippi State, and maybe it's just 3. But we're going to Grand Rapids, Michigan, where the Whitecaps play. So I'm very excited to see that stadium again and see the Whitecap fans. They have some crazy fans up there, so I'm excited to see them.
You had, just as you're walking us down memory lane there, I was reminded as you were talking that the Hillsboro Hops, that's like one of the top 3 best ball caps.
It is. It is.
That Hillsboro Hops logo is awesome.
I went to the Waste Management this year while we were in Arizona, and they were Hillsboro Hops because there's Diamondback fans, and they probably buy it because it's a cool emblem. And I can't help it. Hillsboro Hops, and they're like, they forgot what hat they were wearing. They don't know what it is. But you're right. The Barley, I think is his name. Barley, their mascot.
Hillsboro Hops, Hartford Yard Goats.
Yes, played there.
I love that one. And of course, because I'm a K-Town guy, I'm throwing in the Kannapolis Cannonballers because they're my boys, and I'm throwing them in there because I want to.
You guys were at that game, right, in 2023? Kannapolis?
So I'll tell you a funny story about that. Yes and no, Reese. I didn't act quickly enough, and I got shut out. I didn't get tickets, but I saw you get a hit from the fence outside the stadium in the outfield. We were in town. My wife and I took our dog for a walk while y'all were playing down there, and I heard them announce you. So I went running up to the fence and saw you get a hit.
Nice.
From the sidewalk.
tickets, but that's awesome. Yeah, I love playing locally there. That's probably as close as I'll get to Charlotte until this year, where we play 2 games at Bank of America, which I'm pumped about.
Yeah, they had to extend the Reese Hampton homecoming to 2 nights instead of 1.
Right. That's right. So if you guys want to go, I can get you out there.
How does that? And I know you guys play. Well, what were you saying, Kevin? So far, it's just a lottery, right?
Yeah, I'm on a wait list for the Panther Stadium, but yeah, it's they don't. You got to get on a lottery list, and you got to get lucky and get tickets.
That's right. We call it the lottery list, or the interest list. If you're kind of interested, we'll put you on a list, and people that have been on it the longest obviously have the best chance of getting it. But it helps to know a player if you want to go to a game.
Well, I think I know one, but
oh man, it sounds like we have connections, Kevin. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So we are fortunate enough before the season. Once the schedule comes out, they do allow us to pick 1 or 2 games where we can really get a handful of tickets that. If it's like your hometown, they'll allow us to get a big number of tickets if we need it. So that is nice.
So I know that, and one of the things when y'all were in K-Town that Kevin and I both saw was the marketing genius of what y'all do is you guys set up a merch trailer.
Yes.
Outside the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And it's open the entire time you're there. I mean, during the day, if you went down to Kannapolis for lunch, the Bananas trailer was open.
Right.
I mean, and it was more than a trailer. They set up a tent. It was I was really impressed with the operation because, I mean, y'all didn't play till that night, but it's the middle of the day in Kannapolis and people are down there shopping Savannah Bananas gear in a tent set up outside the stadium.
Yeah. So I think our marketing is so good. It has to do with, how good our logo is. The Bananas and the Party Animals logo is unique, and it looks good. And merchandise is a big part of the business, and we definitely drive that. And it's very accessible during and after the games as well as before. Players are signing autographs, so people are more likely to go out and get a T-shirt for their kid to get signed.
Yeah, that's great. I love everything about that because this is what we talk about in baseball all the time. Is it's just not that hard. The baseball lends itself to accessibility and to kids being at the park and to kids getting to meet players and they're in awe. I mean, every chance we get at the Hayes, you know this, Reese, if there's kids around, we're introducing them to ball players and stuff like that, because even a college baseball player, I mean, it's just it's the biggest deal to get to meet a player and to get an autograph. And you guys have taken that simple concept and just really taken it to the next level. I think people purists will kind of give Banana Ball a hard time, but I really think y'all are great ambassadors for the game in general.
I agree, and I would hope that those guys would show up. And there's been plenty of purists come to the game and completely change their mind and told us after the fact that what we're doing here is amazing, and we have something for everyone. We have something for the kids. The dads, they get to watch a good baseball game, and after the game we all get to hang out and sign autographs and take pictures, and who doesn't love that? Seeing kids, big smile on their face, it's hard to not enjoy that, and we're happy to bring that to different cities around the country.
I think you've even converted Harold Hampton.
I think so. I think he has. He watches every single night. He loves watching me play, and I love him for that. I'm excited for him to get to see a big league park, or not just in a Banana Ball setting. He's been to big league parks, but in a big league setting here in Atlanta. And then next weekend we go to his favorite stadium, Busch Stadium, in St. Louis, Missouri. We're so pumped. We're pumped about that.
That's awesome.
That's going to be it's the Coliseum of baseball.
Yeah. You mentioned big league parks. you started doing big league parks last year.
Mhm.
What's the biggest difference between the minor league parks that you in Savannah and playing some of these larger venues?
The lights. Those big, beautiful lights. You can see every inch of the ball. There's no, dark spots or anything like that. It's just you can see the whole stadium. It's bright. Obviously, it's loud. The roars are definitely louder. Philadelphia last year, the Phillies Park Citizens Bank was incredible. That was probably one of my favorites from last year. Fenway was unbelievable. That's just, you can feel the history there. That was a beautiful park. Cleveland was great as well. And then Miami. Miami's a dome. The dome's different just because it echoes like crazy. It's hard to focus with the echoing going on because we're pumping music in there nonstop. There's no breaks. There's no wait for the pitcher to throw and then start up the song. And it's constant. It's loud. The fans are singing with it. It's just constant noise. So it's hard to lock in. I've definitely gotten better at focusing out here, believe it or not.
You have to, right?
Right.
So what about one day we're gonna let you go because I know you gotta get shut down for the night. But when you guys played in Raymond James, which by the way, if you're out there and you haven't checked out the website, go look at the tickets on the Savannah Bananas website. Every game between now and June is sold out. And I think the only reason the games in June aren't sold out is because the tickets aren't officially on sale yet. Right. So everything that's on sale is sold out. So that's all of April, all of May, already sold out. But it is when you guys have started playing in football stadiums.
Yep.
So how does that? You're talking about playing in Truist Park and in Busch Stadium and Fenway, these cathedrals of baseball. Contrast that with playing in Raymond James Stadium or later in Bank of America Stadium back here in Charlotte.
So it's a full process of transferring the field from football to a makeshift baseball field where one of the corner outfields will be less than 200 feet or right at 200 feet with a giant net that is extended up. So it kind of feels like a glorified wiffle ball game or a backyard game. It feels a little different. There's no batter's eye or anything like that to see. So seeing the baseball is a little hard. So, rather than, tomorrow night or Saturday night in Atlanta, we're going to, try to do our best to put on a show and also win the game. The football stadium was the first time where I've just been like, all right, let's put on a show for these fans. Let's have fun. Let's show what we can do. But man, it's just about the crowd and the atmosphere at that point.
If you catch a ball off the net, is that an out?
No, it's dead ball. It's just like catching off the wall.
It would be like, remember the old Kevin? Remember the old arena football?
Yeah.
Arena football, you can play the football off the net.
Yeah, the kickoff.
We had to add some rules and stuff like that. I mean, right center I think was 230, which is crazy. But it just kind of gives you perspective that baseball field's pretty big.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Reese, I know we're going to let you go soon, but you've been a part of a lot of cool moments playing banana ball. And I think they had at Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame, they had a banana ball display. And I think you had a little part in that. Talk a little bit about that. And if you could talk about the coolest thing you've seen or been a part of since you've been playing banana ball.
There's a booth in Cooperstown that we got inducted into the Hall of Fame. It is a full display. There's several pictures. There's 2 lineups, and I'm leading off on the first game of banana ball and playing center fields. And underneath it is a picture of me trying to hurdle Bill Leroy, the Bananas catcher, and failing to do so. So it's a pretty funny picture, and I can't believe that's the picture they used, but I'm glad they did. That was a super surreal moment. That was our last game of 2023 at Doubleday Fields, which ended up being that championship, which the Party Animals took down the Bananas on. But Cooperstown, seeing the Hall of Fame again was amazing, and for us to be a part of it was super surreal. It didn't feel like we belonged in there, but at the same time, it really felt like we did, just because of what we're doing for baseball, and bringing a live aspect to it, an entertaining aspect to it. I think the coolest moments is just meeting legends. Bill Lee has been around for a couple of years. Getting to meet him, the Spaceman, Bill Lee. He's been incredible. Just what a guy to listen to. I got to go to Axis Bats. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's in Boston, outside of Boston, Massachusetts. They have a factory there. He drove me and my teammate in his Prius to that factory, and we milled our own bats and spray painted our own bats, or not spray painted, but painted them up how we wanted them, etched them, put our names in them. And then that night was the walk-off home run that I hit with that bat. So that was probably the most fun I've had with Bill Lee. He had his map in his back seat, just a old-fashioned guy, man. Knew exactly where he was going, didn't need GPS, knew exactly where he was going.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. And there's a lot of like former major league players have come out and play with you guys or against you guys too. So that's really cool to see. And it's very entertaining. You guys are in the entertainment business, and it's very entertaining.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we've got a good reputation to uphold now, and I think we're doing a good job of that. Continuing this year, we're excited to go on our own tour, the Party Animals, to be the home team and being the anchor for that show and put on a show for fans that have probably never seen us before. They maybe want to see a Bananas fan or a game, but it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a party. We got a rock band that's playing outside. They're awesome. We got lights. We got everything.
That's awesome, man. Well, I know Kevin already said it, but it's worth repeating. We love everything you're doing. We love following you. We're proud of you. And we appreciate the heck out of you for just taking a few minutes tonight to talk a little banana ball with us.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to be here, and thank y'all for having me. And again, I appreciate the support all these years. Thank y'all.
Okay, man. Have a big weekend in Atlanta this weekend, then on to Busch Stadium, and we'll catch you here in Charlotte later on in the summer.
All righty. Thank y'all.
Okay, buddy. Good night.
Hey, Reese.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I can take producer Brad's here. Watch this. Look at there. There's producer Brad. and that's Penny. Is this the first time Penny's been aboard?
She's been on softball before.
Been on softball before.
I think it's the first time she's been on camera.
Okay, so there's producer Brad. We started off the show. I set everything up and hit record, and I said, I think we're recording right now. Hopefully, we're giving producer Brad something to work with. So
just tell me we recorded that.
Yeah. I mean, it's ticking up there. The clock. I see the counter's ticking, so it should be recording. And producer Brad didn't want to hang out with us. He just dropped out.
So now what? We got to close the show. We talk about
you don't need me. You don't need me. You got it.
Oh, we desperately need producer Brad. Everybody needs producer Brad.
Not on camera. Not on camera.
Well, I just thought we'd bring you in here and let you say it because you didn't get to say hey.
That's true. Hey.
There you go. So producer Brad is
slice that in, Brad.
Yeah, just slice that in on the front end.
We'll keep it. We'll keep it the way it is.
Yeah. So, hey, we got Penny some camera time. So all good. Yeah. So we got about 5 minutes here, Kevin. We're going to drop this on the 49-minute mark tonight. Talk a little Niners. The chance to talk to Reese, that just worked out with the Niners traveling to Memphis. We got a 3-game set this weekend in Memphis. So it proved to be the perfect opportunity to get Reese involved and bring him on, because what they're doing with banana ball is it's insane. All the notoriety, the attention, it's the biggest thing going out there right now as far as their tour. Unbelievable. But as far as the Niners go, this is a big weekend coming up in Memphis. All road series, all conference series are big. Conference road series are even bigger, but the Niners need to build some momentum right now, and Memphis is hopefully going to be the place they do that, Kevin.
Right. First road conference series. Memphis is traditionally they've been at the lower end of the conference, and they got a new coach. They got some investment recently in the program, so you really don't know what they gave ECU a few close games last weekend. So you don't really know what to expect. All the numbers are looking pretty good for the Niners, but it'll be a huge series. Needless to say.
Yeah, and really the story of this season kind of is the same that we've been talking about is the pitching. I mean, particularly, Blake Gillespie, the tear he's on right now is unbelievable because he was phenomenal again last Friday night against UTSA. But the pitching has been doing enough to keep us in games. For the most part, there are a few notable exceptions, but overall, the pitching product has done well to keep us in games. We've got to string some hits together. I mean, that's just as simple as that's hashtag analysis, Kevin. We're not stringing enough hits together right now to make a sustained scoring drive, if you will. And put some teams away. What we were talking about this stat today. We've had eight 1-run games.
Yeah, 3 and 5 and 8-1 and the 1-run games.
Yeah,
I think we've had like 4 2-run games also. But everything's tight, and when you get in those tight games, every pitch matters. Clutch hits, they make a huge difference, obviously. But like you said, the story of the year, I think Blake Gillespie, he's been great on the front end of that rotation. You kind of know what you're going to get every Friday night. And usually we get a good Friday night game. Hopefully we see that again on Friday, and the Niners can continue it on into the weekend. Looks like we're going with the same rotation with Gillespie, Cribbs, and then TBD on Sunday. But
I was just taking a look at the schedule here. I think it's worth pointing out for fans of the show. Friday, which if you're watching this when we release it, it'll be today, 7:00 in Memphis. That game's not streamed anywhere. So your best option for that is, this is what you should be doing anyway. Even when we get the road games streamed, mute that sucker and listen to Joe Templin's call of the game with the road audio, the road video. But there is no road video tomorrow in Memphis. So you'll have to wait until Saturday at 3:00 and then Sunday at 2. But tomorrow night, Joe Templin is your go-to to listen to his call of the game in Memphis. I don't know what kind of broadcast facilities they have for Joe, but hopefully maybe he'll get to be inside, Kevin.
I hope so. I hope FedEx put a little money out for a visiting broadcast booth, but it is kind of disappointing that we're not going to see Blake Gillespie start on TV. He's throwing no hitter this year. He's capable of making history every time he touches the ball. And it'd be unfortunate if he do another no hitter and we couldn't see it or something like that. But I thought the conference had some regulations, but
I don't know. I mean, we had a game where we couldn't stream it either, but it wasn't Friday. I don't know. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop this on top of it, Kevin. I was supposed to get a package today that FedEx was bringing, and now I've gotten a message that they can't find it. So FedEx is already off to a bad start with me this weekend. So this Memphis weekend's not starting off great.
Yeah, well, me too. I was supposed to get a package tonight from FedEx. They said it's not going to get here until tomorrow.
Same thing with me. I mean, this is about that joke tweet we made last year. I
was thinking the same thing. You tweeted at FedEx about some brooms.
Yeah, we tweeted at FedEx to ask if they could ship some brooms for us, and they replied. and said that they'd be happy to help us. That must be what it is, Kevin, because here we are. We're on the day before we go to Memphis. Both of us have had shipments delayed by FedEx. That you can't make this stuff up. So I don't know. That's got to be what it is.
Yeah, my son's pretty upset because he's supposed to get batting gloves today, and they're not getting here till tomorrow.
Man. All right, so let's get the Niners some road W's, some road conference W's this weekend. Big week coming up next week with another 5-game week with Liberty at the Hayes on Tuesday night, and then the competition for the Will Lancaster Cup against USC Upstate on April 2nd at the Hayes. That's Wednesday night. So, all right, I think that's it for us tonight, Kevin. We've talked a lot of banana ball with Reese, and that was awesome, man. He was so generous with his time, and we're going to go get some Niner W's, and we'll be back to talk about them next week. Doesn't that sound like a plan?
I'm down with that.
All right. So if you like what we're doing here, like, share, and subscribe wherever you find us. Find Diamond Niner Report all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, never TikTok. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Appreciate Reese Hampton spending some time with us. And appreciate producer Brad and Penny for coming along and hanging out with us a little bit too. So for Kevin, for producer Brad, for Penny, this has been Nick saying, we'll see you at the Hayes.